People love to say money isn't everything. They repeat it like a comforting mantra, a shield to hide from reality. But here's the truth that most people will never admit. Money is more important than you think. Not because it buys luxury, but because it determines the quality, depth, and even the freedom of your life. Money decides where you live. It decides how long you live. It decides whether your parents will die in comfort or in pain. It decides what kind of future your children will have, whether they'll explore the world or be trapped in survival mode like you once were. The shocking truth is this: money shapes every second of your existence, whether you want to believe it or not. And the people who say money doesn't matter are often the ones who have already given up the fight to control it. Part 1. The illusion of money doesn't matter. From childhood, you were told not to care too much about money, that chasing wealth makes you greedy, selfish, shallow. But look around. Who told you that? Usually, it's the people who never figured money out. Teachers who never owned a business. Parents who struggled paycheck to paycheck. Society that needed obedient workers, not financially independent thinkers. They told you to study hard, get a degree, find a stable job, and you'll be fine. But you weren't, because the system was never designed for you to win. The modern world runs on one unbreakable rule: money is power, and the less you have, the less your voice matters. If you ever felt stuck, trapped in a job you hate, staying in a toxic relationship because you can't afford to leave, or swallowing your opinions just to keep your paycheck, that's money controlling your freedom. People romanticize poverty as humble, but there's nothing noble about financial stress. It destroys marriages, ruins health, kills creativity, and breaks people from the inside out. And yet, most will keep pretending it's not that important, because facing the truth would mean admitting they've wasted years running in circles. Part 2. The real definition of wealth. Money isn't about greed. It's about options. It's about time. It's about being able to say no. If you have money, you can choose who to work with, where to live, what to eat, when to rest. If you don't, every decision is made for you by someone else. That's what people don't understand. Money doesn't buy happiness directly, but it buys control. And control is the foundation of happiness.
Think about it. The reason people feel miserable isn't always because their life is terrible. It's because they feel powerless to change it. Money gives you back that power. A poor person may work harder than a millionaire, but they work on someone else's terms. The rich work for themselves, not because they're smarter, but because they learn to let money work for them. The world rewards those who understand how to multiply their time through capital. The poor trade hours for dollars. The wealthy trade ideas for systems. The difference is not in intelligence, it's in awareness. Part 3. How money shapes your mind without you noticing. Money isn't just paper or digital numbers. It's psychological energy, the representation of value, discipline, and leverage. When you manage money well, it rewires your brain. You start thinking long-term instead of chasing short-term comfort. You start seeing opportunities instead of problems. You stop reacting emotionally and begin acting strategically. But when money controls you, you're trapped in scarcity mode. You panic at every expense. You overthink every risk. You can't plan, can't breathe, can't dream. That's the invisible prison most people live in. And the saddest part? They think it's normal. They think constant stress about bills, debts, and rent is just adult life. No, it's financial slavery with a modern face. And society has normalized it so deeply that escaping it seems like rebellion. Part 4. The systems that keep you broke. Let's be honest. The world isn't built to make you rich. It's built to keep you dependent. Banks profit when you stay in debt. Corporations profit when you stay tired and uninspired. Governments profit when you work endlessly and pay taxes like a machine. Your entire environment is engineered to make you consume, not to grow. The system feeds you instant gratification, fast food, fast entertainment, fast dopamine. It trains you to think short-term, so you'll never have the patience to build real wealth. You buy what you don't need, to impress people you don't even like, with money you don't really have. You rent your freedom in exchange for comfort, and you call it stability. That's the trap. Comfort is the new cage. People don't fight for freedom anymore because the prison feels too soft. Part 5. The true power of financial independence. Financial independence isn't about Lamborghinis or penthouses. It's about waking up without anxiety. It's about making choices because you want to, not because you have to. Imagine being able to walk away from a job that drains your soul and not worrying about rent next month. Imagine taking care of your parents' medical bills without begging for donations. Imagine saying no to toxic people, fake friends, manipulative bosses, and meaning it. That's what real power looks like, and that's what money gives you, the ability to live on your own terms. The truth is, you can't be fully free without financial independence, because in the modern world, money is freedom converted into numbers.
Part 6. Why most people stay broke and how to escape. Most people aren't broke because of bad luck. They're broke because of bad habits, bad mindset, and bad information. They don't track their money. They don't invest early. They live above their means to impress others who don't even notice. They trade all their time for small paychecks, thinking that working harder equals earning more. But in today's economy, effort doesn't equal income. Leverage does. The wealthy use systems, automation, assets, and investments to multiply their effort. They let their money grow while they sleep. The poor? They save what little they have, terrified to lose it, and inflation eats it alive. To escape that trap, you have to change how you think before you change what you earn. Money follows vision, discipline, and consistency. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to stop following broke people's advice. You need to study wealth like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Part 7. The emotional side of money. Money triggers deep emotions, shame, fear, guilt. People feel guilty for wanting more, ashamed for not having enough, and terrified to talk about it openly. But money isn't evil. It's a magnifier. It exposes who you are. If you're generous, money makes you more generous. If you're selfish, money makes you more selfish. That's why money doesn't change people, it reveals them. So stop treating it like a dirty secret. Start treating it like a skill, something you can master, refine, and use for good. Because until you face your emotional blocks around money, you'll never keep it, no matter how much you earn.